I'm Algernon Cash, and this is Eat, Drink Triad, your leading source for everything happening with your regional food and beverage community. We are celebrating Black History Month. And as you know, so many African Americans historically have made significant contributions to what we call American food. Last year, I talked a lot about a Netflix documentary called High on the Hog. Certainly something that you could still go watch today. Great docuseries that just really details and talks about some of the great food that came over from Africa during the slave trade right here to America. And here soon, we've got a pop-up. We're welcoming back Chef Ebony and Sean Warfield. It's been a while since you guys have been on the show, but you've been busy the last year, had a lot going on. Some transitions for Chef Sean that I'm sure he'll talk a little bit about. And Ebony is still going strong down at 6 and Vine. But you guys have a pop-up coming up, and it's called Sean Warfield Presents a Culinary Experience, and it's all about Black culinary history. Chef Sean, tell us a little bit about the pop-up.
Well, the pop-up we wanted to do, in February, and we was like, well, why not do it at the end of February to, actually end it off on a bang. So, we went over the menu with help of Ebony, of course, went over the menu, and we decided to do some famous cuisines from Black history and just elevate it a lot. So
and that's
we're
going to be hosted,
excited.
and you're hosting it downtown at Canteen. So thankful for Claire Calvin also allowing us to use that space. But this isn't your first pop-up. You actually this is your second pop-up. So is this something that's becoming more and more common for the Warfields, or?
Definitely. We want to keep going and keep doing pop-ups, and actually one day hopefully create our own business so we can branch out and start our own brand.
Oh, well, that's awesome. That's all. So what's different between, my audience may not know, I was hanging out at the first pop-up. Talk a little bit about the difference between the first one you did, now what you're doing on the second one. And, can we expect more like themed pop-up events?
Really the only difference, the first one was kind of our breakout of doing our pop-ups. That one was more of a collaboration with other chefs along with my husband and I. This one, we kind of wanted to center it on Sean and also center it on Black history. So we may go into doing themes, or just as the seasons change, the menu changes, kind of a vibe.
Okay. Well, with that said, tell us about the menu. I mean, if for one of those lucky people that's actually going to be able to attend the pop-up, I'm coming to the pop-up. I'll be at the pop-up. So tell me, what can I expect in terms of the menu? What should I get prepared for?
The real thing I'm excited about would probably be the fried chicken tartlet. Because the actual chicken skin is going to be the actual tartlet. So I don't want people to think I'm gonna put fried chicken inside of a tartlet. That's not that. And then the macaroni and cheese inside of it, we're gonna use James Hemings' way how he did mac and cheese.
The original recipe.
The original recipe. If you don't know who James Hemings is, he was Thomas Edison's chef, which he was the second black chef, and he is quote unquote the originator of mac and cheese here in America. So we're gonna do that. And the dessert, the Weeping Willow Tree dessert, I'm excited about that one as well.
Yeah, and I think you mean maybe Thomas Jefferson's.
Yeah,
no, I said Edison, didn't I?
Yeah, I don't want to correct you.
You gotta make sure we get the history right now, because they'll be out there fact checking me. They'll be out there fact checking me and say, Algernon, you got it wrong. But no, it's Thomas Jefferson. But it's the original mac and cheese. I also see sweet potato pearls with collard green dust. What is that about?
So basically what I wanted was to have basically your fried chicken, mac and cheese, sweet potatoes, and collard greens
Sunday dinner.
Sunday dinner, just in one bite. So everybody can get that, just like, like they never had it this way before.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at the menu. I may have to put it down because I'm already getting hungry, and we still got a couple days before the pop-up happens. But I see simmered collards with cornmeal dumplings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just and these are all just original creations that you and you two just sort of got together and came up with, or?
Not really, not original. We've looked at different historic Black chefs who done, creative dishes, and we just made it our own.
And then also just over the years, picking up certain skills from different chefs, and then actually finally being able to apply them in the way that we want to apply them as far as soul food goes.
Well, to my audience, I mean, the pop-up is already sold out. They've got a sold out crowd that's going to be at the canteen on February 28th as we wrap up Black History Month, and wrap it up with some really good food and a great menu from what I can see. So I'm looking forward to being able to sample that. Of course, we can't have you guys here without sort of touching on what you guys are doing beyond the pop-ups, because Chef Ebony, you're still leading the culinary team down at Six and Vine. I know you're going strong there. Chef Sean, you just got some great news that you're going to be the new sous chef at 600 Degrees, working under former North Carolina Chef of the Year, Travis Myers, and Ryan Oberly, who I think is the general manager at 600 Degrees. It's a great team coming together there. I guess, Ebony, before we wrap up, tell us what's happening down at Six and Vine. Anything new that we can be looking for as we move closer and closer to spring?
Yeah, so we just had a wine dinner in the springtime. Kathleen, who is the owner of Six and Vine, we're actually thinking about doing another wine dinner in the springtime and actually doing it outside instead of the traditional inside. And we're gonna play with the ingredients that are fresh and available during that time. Right now, once you still don't take reservations, get there as early as possible. We're slammed every Friday and Saturday, so the earlier the better.
Yeah, and you guys happen to be one of the few restaurants that I would say have somewhat expanded operating hours. I mean, you're open a little bit later on Sunday, and certainly open throughout the week. You're open for lunch, so a lot of opportunity for my audience to go check out Six and Vine. I know here in my house, we've been long overdue for the white wine mushroom chicken, so we probably will make our way down there here in the next several weeks or so. Sean, you got some great news, man. You were down in Lexington with my good friend Chef John Wilson, who I still believe is right now one of the leading chefs in the region. I continue to be so impressed with the features and the items that he comes up with. You were down there working with Chef John Wilson. You got the news that you were being picked up or recruited as the sous chef for 600 Degrees. Talk a little bit about what that felt like, and sort of what's going on. Do you want to break some news on when we're going to be able to get in there and try some of that good food you guys are working on?
Man, it was when I got the news, it was surreal, because I really wasn't expecting it. It wasn't like, oh, I'm expecting this. I wasn't. And so it was great, and working with John, like, I love it, like, always, that's my guy. We was always friends before he was my boss, and I tell him that every time, like, you're my guy, so if you need me, let me know. As far as news, I really can't break nothing right now. Just be ready. It's happening soon. We'll be opening real soon.
Well, we continue to hear that it's any moment now. I know Claire Calvin and I were talking a few days ago, so we put together a 600 Degrees date night, and so you'll see us in there for sure, and certainly we'll get in to support you, and congratulations on the news. I mean, that is a great opportunity, again, to work under a very talented chef, Travis Myers, and I believe, from everything I've seen and heard, and conversations I've had with Ryan, and then things I've just heard underground, it sounds like the restaurant and the menu is going to be very innovative. Something that is very different than what any other restaurant in Winston-Salem is doing. So I think it's going to be a great addition and great experience for my audience. So for my audience, make sure you continue to watch social media. Stay tuned to Eat, Drink, Triad on Facebook. Of course, when we find out the breaking news of when you can go down and check out 600 Degrees, we'll certainly let you know. And always, to my audience, make sure you stay tuned to WTOB, because that is where Eat, Drink, Triad broadcasts every Sunday morning. We also have your restaurant of the week, because so many of you will send me messages and you ask me to suggest restaurants that you can go out and try. So every single week on WTOB, I do announce my restaurant of the week so that you can maybe go try a new restaurant. Before we wrap up, Chef Ebony, Chef Sean, any closing remarks from our audience, or?
Just be on the lookout for more things from Sean and I, bigger things, trying to just push to the next level as always. We just want to thank you guys so much for supporting us, coming to our events. Our first event together, we are sold out. That is a blessing. We just want to thank you guys so much.
That's a huge blessing. I'll make sure that when I'm there, I'll get lots of great photos and some videos for the audience. So if you were not able to attend the pop-up, you'll at least get some behind the scenes action. And then make sure you do go follow Chef Ebony and Sean Warfield online on Facebook, Instagram. Of course, that's a great way to stay up to speed with all the pop-up events that they may be announcing this year. So there may be more to come. Also, make sure you mark your calendar. March 20th through April 3rd is Restaurant Week, Eat, Drink Restaurant Week. We've got around 36 restaurants that have signed up for Restaurant Week all over the region. We'll have a lot more information coming out about that. So just make sure you continue to follow Eat, Drink Triad on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And until next time, y'all stay locked in.